Chapter 5 Season 3 is coming to an end very soon. As of the time I'm making this, there's 4 days till the new season. Yet some people haven't hit Unreal and want to make it before the season ends. So today, I will be giving you guys tips to either rank up or hit Unreal before the season ends. Let's get straight into it. Before we talk about the early game, I want to talk about what game mode you should play to rank up faster. Either solos, duos, trios, or squads. The best out of those 4 to rank up faster is 100% solos. Even though Epic hasn't come out about it officially being true, the amount you go per kill is a lot higher in solos than other team game modes. I know some people don't like playing solos because they get nervous, but that's even better since you have to make decisions by yourself and don't have a team to fall back on. This in turn will make you become a better player in general and increase your game sense, and since you will be going up more from kills in solos and being slowly better over time, it will make it a lot easier to rank up to Unreal. However, you also want to keep into consideration which you are better at, either solos or duos, since these are the 2 game modes you will rank up the most in. Solos is better, but the thing is, are you able to get kills? Since if you can only get like 2 kills a game, or you die spawn most games, you're much better off playing duos. Yes, you will go up less, but if you do better in duos than solos, you're better off playing duos rather than solos, and vice versa. If you do bad in duos, it's better to play solos. Now onto the early game and what you should do to do well. There are 2 different types of playstyles, passive and aggressive. I will show you a clip of the pro player Polarized early game as an example of the aggressive playstyle. As you can see here, Polarized is gliding into Grimgate, and he lands right here, and he starts farming these slurp barrels which give him metal and also give him shield. And then there's a chest behind him, and he grabs it, and then he sees that there's a kid flying to his right, so he grabs his gun, and then he starts pushing him. And he builds that ramp just because in case he takes fall damage, he hits that skin 23 damage, and then he gets a kill. Which gave him a lot of mats. As you can see, he has 50 wood, 50 brick, and 50 metal. And then he pops minis, and then he starts farming this rock, which can give him mats. Since in early game, your enemies don't have much mats because just landed. So if you can have a mat advantage over your opponent, that can give you a great advantage in a fight. As you can see, he's just farming more mats, and then he sees that there's a person fighting, so he pops the Flowberry Fizz to have the health advantage, and also so he can just get there faster. He opens his chest to get more mats, and then also he grabs a big pot, which he can use for shield later. And then he starts using these fists, but these are not in ranked anymore, don't worry. And now the enemy is retreating, and he's hit him 70 white, and then yeah, the opponent's dead. He had the health advantage. He almost died there, but if he didn't have the health advantage, he would have died, which is a really important thing, especially in the early game. Oh, what you should know from that clip you just saw is that having more mats early game is really important. Making sure you have a good amount of a health advantage by either just having full health early game, which a lot of your opponents don't have. They have like maybe 150 because they just found minis. And then also try to just like hit your opponent before you guys get like in close range with your AR and SMG, because any amount of damage is good damage, since you can have the health advantage, which might be the difference you make when you win the fight or lose the fight. Now with the passive playstyle, you want to land somewhere near the edge of the map that you know a lot about, like a location you found last season or a location you found earlier this season. The place should only be contested by 1 to 2 people. The reason for needing to know which location will be your drop spot, because you need to know what you do game after game. This will build consistency, and once you build that level of consistency, you'll become familiar with what you will do every game. This will also help you not die off spawn, since in ranked, dying off spawn will make you lose percentage. Also, dying off spawn could make you tilted and make you play worse. It's very important to know what you will do off spawn no matter what your playstyle is. By the way, if you made it this far into the video, I would really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed, as this is my first ever video and it would mean a lot. Thank you. Now onto the mid game. This will also depend if you're a more passive or aggressive player. If you're more of a passive player, you're going to want to rotate dead side. Most people nowadays know what dead side means, but it's basically the side of zone that will have the least amount of players. Say, if zone pulls towards Pleasant Piazza, there will be more people around the Metrodome and restored reels. It's really just a side of zone with the least amount of players. This is beneficial since you will be able to fight the least amount of players, and the other people that rotate dead side most likely aren't the best of players. So if you're above average at the game, you could most likely take them out without much of a struggle. Now with the aggressive playstyle. It's just smart WKing. If you push someone, you will much rather want to do it in a place where you're not going to get third party, since you will often die from third parties. These places will be near the edge of the map, or dead side. Or you can push players that are already fighting and be the third party. You should still be careful in the mid game since kills aren't worth as much compared to the end game. One more small thing I forgot to add, kills in the top 10 are worth the most towards your rank percentage. Last tip I have for you guys is to practice. I know this sounds obvious, but if you just take 30 minutes to an hour before you hop into ranked, it will make you play a lot better than if you just hopped inside of ranked first. The map I want to talk about is Speed Realistics, made by Ken Beans. I will have the code on the screen and in the description. In this map, you go against one other person in a realistic in-game scenario, so you won't have max mats all the time, and you also might have bad loot. This fight replicates mid-game fights, which are the most important since they can set you up for endgame and also give you rank percentage. I will show you guys some footage of the map right now. So as you guys can see, that map has really realistic fights. As you can see, my loot wasn't all just gold guns and my mats weren't maxed out. And that fight actually felt realistic while playing. I was also playing worse than I usually do because I have a bit of lag. Last thing I want to say is that getting to Unreal takes time. If you're gold now, these tips won't get you to Unreal in the 3 days you have till the season's over. You'll most likely be able to rank up, but it'll be extremely challenging to go from that low of a rank to something as high as Unreal. And sometimes you will have a bad lose streak and it can get frustrating, so you should maybe just take a break for an hour or two. And also just, if you get nervous, just play like you're in pubs. Don't be nervous if you're gonna rank up. If an enemy is more confident, then they will most likely win the fight. You can play aggressive in fights, but mainly just be confident in fights, since if you're nervous, you will make silly mistakes and it will end up to you losing the fight, since they can take advantage of your weaknesses. And you just need to build consistency in your gameplay. Just because your drop spot does bad for a few games doesn't mean it's a bad drop spot. It means the way you're using the spot is wrong. This means that the way you drop and fight there is flawed and needs fixing, so be sure to look at your own gameplay and see what's flawed. If you can repeat the same good results at a drop spot every single game, you will build consistency in your gameplay, which will overall get you to rank up faster than if you decided to change your spot each game. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. This is the first video on this channel and it means a lot for you watching. And if you made it to this point, that's insane. Thank you so much. And for the people that didn't make it here, still thank you for watching the video in general. But if you guys have any recommendations or questions, just leave them in the comments below. Anyway guys, see ya.